Am I the asshole for letting my family stay at our house but refuse to let my fiancé's family do the same? My fiancé and I live together near the ocean with many tourist attractions. My family from all over the world regularly visit and stay with us. In return, we stay with them when we visit their cities for various reasons, work, vacation, etc. Last year I had to travel to the city where her brother lives and she decided to come to visit him and his family. She asked if we could stay with them and he declined because he's still protective of his family due to the world event. I understood at first and we stayed at a hotel but later got annoyed because they had no problem going to dinner and out with us in public. Earlier this year I had to go back to his city and again she came along to visit them. He again declined her request to stay at their house so we stayed at a hotel. I understand some people just don't like to have overnight guests. The visit went smoothly and everyone had a good time. Last week he called to ask if he and his family could stay at our place when they come here in a couple of weeks for their vacation. I got really annoyed at this because he didn't let us stay at his house but wants to stay at ours. I told my fiancé they can stay at a hotel but she argued that they would need 3 rooms for 7 days due to their family size. She then pointed out we always let my family stay with us, at which point I countered that is because we are always invited to stay with my family whenever we visit their cities. She argued family do things for each other without expecting anything in return. We went back and forth until bed last night. I'm sitting here having coffee while she's sleeping and I'm unsure if I'm wrong. On one hand, I know I can be stubborn and petty. On the other hand, he doesn't invite us to stay with him while expecting us to house him and his family. What do you think? Am I the asshole for using my hearing aids to make someone look stupid? I, female 18, have moderate hearing loss. I lost hearing over the years with many ear-related incidents. I wear hearing aids to hear people talk sometimes but I mainly use them at school. When I start school year I tell the teacher that I wear hearing aids and they normally put me next to their desks so I can hear them without the use of my hearing aids. In one of my classes I have a girl Lily. Lily likes to yell at people to get them to come to her instead of getting up to talk to them. No matter who tells her to stop she won't. The teacher stopped trying to get her to stop a long time ago. In this class we have to take notes. Lily missed notes day and the teacher told her to find someone with notes. No one near her wanted to give he the notes so she chose me. I was on the opposite side of the room and she began yelling at me. She has done this all year and it was annoying. I didn't look at her, I just kept working on other school work. I wasn't going to give her special treatment because she was lazy. She had no mobility issues, she just doesn't want to walk to other people. She kept getting louder and more frustrated that I wasn't going to her. She yelled at me for 10 minutes before she stood up and walked over to me. She was very mad at me and kept saying that it was stupid that I didn't go to her and that she shouldn't have to stand up. She very loudly asked, "What, are you deaf?" The entire class was watching us. I have no idea where the teacher was. I slowly turned to her before taking out the case that has my hearing aids in it and made a show of putting them in. I then very loudly asked her what. She got very red in the face and then turned around and walked back to her seat. No one in that class knew I wore hearing aids because my hair covers them. My sister said it was mean of me to do that to her because she didn't know and I wasn't wearing my hearing aids and I could hear her because she was very loud. So, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for calling my sister a pathetic loser for still living with my mom? I, 23 male, was the guitarist of a band. A few weeks ago I got kicked out for excessive drinking. Yeah, it sucks especially because we just started recording our first album and we're about to sign to a major label. And I sold almost everything I owned to move to New York with them, but I'm not gonna be like Dave Mustaine and bitch and moan about how they ruined my life for the next 40 years. When they told me I was fired and gave me a bus ticket home back to Los Angeles, could have at least given me a plane ticket, I felt sorry for myself the whole 4-day bus ride. But when I got home I started going to local shows to see if I could find anyone I liked to start another band with. So far I have a drummer and a bassist. Last night I was writing a riff in the basement, where she knows I practice, and my older sister, 34 female, was trying to put her baby to sleep also in the basement and kept telling me to stop playing because she couldn't put her baby to sleep. I told her no and to put the baby to sleep upstairs. She wouldn't hear the noise upstairs. Me and my dad soundproofed the entire basement when I was 14. She said no, and that she always puts her baby down in the basement. Eventually she just started making fun of me for being a drunk. And I wasn't good enough for them and that's why I got kicked out. And a loser who lives with his mom. She's never moved out of our mom's house. I told her that I was 23 moving back in with his mom and that this was temporary for me, but permanent for her. She told me she could move out whenever she wants to. She doesn't have a job and has no one else to move in with. I asked her leave and move in with who, one of her baby daddies. She has 3 and she doesn't know any of them, and told her that she was a pathetic loser and she was just jealous because I've accomplished more in the last 5 years of my life than she ever will in her entire pathetic life. I've sold out the Whiskey A Go-Go, the Roxy, the Starwood, almost signed a deal with a major label, and my crowning achievement in life. Smoked pot with Tommy Lee. She broke down in tears and cried upstairs all night. When I talked to my girlfriend about it, she said I was out of pocket and needed to apologize. But she's the one that started it, and if I should apologize, so should she. Is she right? Am I the asshole for telling my stepson not to pursue a bad degree? I, 36 female, have been married to my husband, 50 male, for 5 years. My husband had a wife from a previous marriage, and after he met me he divorced her. No, he never cheated on his wife. Their marriage was declining, and after he fell for me we didn't do anything until they divorced. They have a son named Tim, 18 male, who always despised me and said I ruined his family. This didn't change after I married his father. Anyway, Tim is thinking of getting a degree in psychology, and has been talking about how he wanted to help people mentally. He's going to college next month for the first time, and I told him that it isn't a good idea. Psychology is a pointless degree and jobs in it are hard to find, and he's better off pursuing something STEM related to make a living. Or if he wants to help with health, he can be a doctor. He brushed me off and said that people who go after married men shouldn't talk to him about what's good for him and what isn't. I felt hurt that he would still treat me this way since I'm his stepmother. I tried insisting that he is my child too and I want the best for his future, and that his mom isn't even living with him, nor has she for the past 5 years. But he called me a bitch and said that I'm just a result of his dad's stupid midlife crisis. I told my husband about it and he gave him a talk, but Tim still didn't listen and wants to pursue psychology. My husband's ex-wife called him and called us both terrible parents for not supporting Tim's dreams. I'm not horrible. If I want my child to have a living in psychology field is no way to properly live and support yourself. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my friends she has what she has because of privilege? I, 26 female, have a degree in communications and work in an office as a decorator event coordinator. I went to dinner with my friend, 26 female, who just finished her master's degree in electrical engineering and got a job offer at popular high-tech company. She received this job through connections, and she makes a lot of money. I don't know the exact value, but she's able to invest and travel internationally. Her parents paid for all her schooling, so she has no student loan debt. I don't have debt either, as I received free education. At dinner, I told her that I wanted to go on a trip and I invited her, but she declined. I kept asking her why, and she finally admitted that it was because I party too much and am irresponsible, that she doesn't want to babysit me on a trip. She said she doesn't want to risk her career because of a messy situation, which I took great offense to because her career is no better than mine. I like to have fun and I made a lot of friends in college by partying and going out. This disagreement turned messy and I told her that the reason why she has what she has is because she came from privilege. She got upset by this and then told me that she worked hard and studied all the time doing research and internships while I wasted my time in college partying and drinking. I am so upset because my friend has no grip on life. She has no real life skills because all she can do is useless math while her parents handed her everything in life. I had to work, and I still work for the money I have. She is adamant on not traveling with me, and I am upset because of this and what she said to me. So am I the asshole for calling her out for being ignorant and coming from privilege? Am I the asshole for stealing the amusement park tickets, 26 female, got from my boyfriend's work, 27 male, and going without him? I really want to know if I am the asshole. My boyfriend works at a company that annually gives him 2 free amusement park tickets for the local amusement park in our state. I am a huge amusement park lover and love roller coasters and rides, and I have been looking forward to this for a couple weeks now. My boyfriend didn't seem quite as thrilled as I was, even though we always have fun together when we go. Anyway, I had to work for a little while in the morning, and when I got off of work and went back to our apartment to pick up my boyfriend to see if he was ready to go, he was so rude to me about going. He would sarcastically say, "Oh, I'm so excited, can't wait to have my whole day eaten up by this." He would not stop. He had a sourpuss look on his face and kept going on, and it seemed like he really didn't want to go. We got in the car to go, but he would not stop. I was on the verge of tears because he knew, as silly as this is, it was important to me and he couldn't even fake to be excited or even neutral about it. We drove for about 1 minute and I stopped the car and told him to get out. If he was just going to drag me down the whole time, he didn't have to go. He finally said he did want to go and I just was being sensitive, but I was having none of it. I yelled at him to get out, took the tickets, called and asked my friend if they wanted to go, and let my boyfriend walk a few minutes home. He told me later on when I got home that those were his tickets and I didn't have a right to take them and go without him. Now we are in a fight and he thinks I'm in the wrong. I may be the asshole because he is right, those were not my tickets. He was just so obnoxious I could not even stomach going with him. Am I the asshole?